City BSide. Milan, the other side to Milan. Fashion, design, finance, all very familiar to those who know Milan. BSide plunges you deep into the city, but takes you well off the beaten track. 5 places for as many itineraries, split into 3 meetings and equal to 24 hours in Milan, on foot, by bicycle, or on the metro. If you want to be Milanese for a day, this is what you need to do. We start in the morning, setting off from the powerful, reassuring Milano Centrale train station. We look up at the Pirelli skyscraper. We'll walk down Via Vittor Pisani until we reach the intersection with Via Felice Cassati. We arrive at number 27. We're in Pavé, a place to have breakfast, lunch, dinner and even a snack at 4:30 or thereabouts. The clock has permanently and persistently stopped at that very hour, as if in protest against a city that never slows down. And here she is, impossible to resist, the 160, a brioche made here and nowhere else. The special touch, a preserve that for every 100 grams of jam uses 160 grams of fresh fruit. The furnishings also make it hard for us to leave.
È un concetto molto difficile da introdurre a Milano, quello di condividere il tavolo, ma la cosa più bella per noi è vedere che talvolta la gente si siede, vince la paura, si conosce e si saluta uscendo da Pavé chiamandosi per nome.
We leave Pavé and take tram 9 towards the Navigli. By expanding the itinerary just a little, we will unearth a few pleasant surprises, from the rainbow colours of the houses on Via Lincoln to the late 17th century atmosphere of the Rotonda della Bassana and the striking geometrical impact of the new Boccone building. The Navigli were the city's old transport network. Today, more simply, they're 2 canals that form the boundary of an area full of bars and shops that sit side by side. Here we find the typical tenement flats with communal balconies, with their surprising internal courtyards, which open out where they are least expected. A few tucked-away streets capture our imagination, like the Vicolo delle Lavandaie, Washerwoman's Street, with its ancient but well-preserved public washhouse from the last century. But amid its nightlife and business, it is in fact the graffiti and reinvigorated bars that are reshaping this area's profile, crisscrossed by bridges and enlivened by the people calmly strolling from one place to the next. Now we continue towards the neoclassical Porta Ticinese, which dominates Piazza 24 Maggio. Straight on at the end of the street, we reach the other medieval Porta Ticinese. We've arrived at the San Lorenzo columns. We pass them until we reach Via Medici, number 4. Ostello Bello is a hostel that is not just a hostel, but a place where Milanese people and foreigners can meet to have a beer, eat at the same table, make music, enjoy themselves, or even work. Upon entering, your first feeling is of something very homely, made even more vivid by the phrase, "Home is not a hotel," that we may have heard several times coming from our mothers' mouths, is now written on the wall. Everything you could need is here. Ostello Bello wants to be like a home, without breakfast schedules and with free Wi-Fi for all.
Perché la nostra idea era che Ostello Bello fosse un punto nevralgico all'interno del tessuto sociale milanese. Quindi hai la possibilità di poter entrare direttamente nella città.
We set off again, reaching the Basilica of Sant'Ambrogio, which surprises us with its gentle facade. We take bus 94 to Piazzale Cadorna from Via Carducci, where a giant multicoloured needle and thread stand out. A few metres more and we get to Viale Alemagna. The Triennale, the historic design museum, gracefully introduces us to Parco Sempione, a place to relax, but not without surprises. Walking through the Sempione, one can not only enjoy the shade of the centuries-old trees or drift away to the birds swooping over the pond, but also be enchanted by the evocative groups of sculptures like the Bagni Misteriosi, Mysterious Baths by Giorgio De Chirico. Or look upwards towards the Chariot of Peace, above the arch of the same name, Arch of Peace. The alternating harmony of the natural landscape and the architecture makes us feel truly part of a world that in this case is largely characterized by green. We reach the cathedral, overwhelmed by its spires. We'll walk 500 metres to arrive at Piazza San Fedele, a small, intimate urban gathering point. Another few steps and we're in front of La Scala, the opera house. Immediately behind, we have the Brera. From Lanza, we'll take the metro to Moscova. Via Paolo Sarpi is just a short walk away. At Cantina Isola, they've been toasting to good health every evening for more than 100 years, Christmas and holidays included. Raising glasses of high-quality red or white wine, accompanied by various delicious snacks. It matters little that the furnishings have hardly changed in all these years, as the retro air of the bar reminds us. What counts is that upon entering, you can breathe in their genuine passion for good wine, and thus their genuine passion for life.
Molta gente chiede, mi dia una sferzata d'energia, e gli propongo ovviamente un Amarone, un Barolo, un gran vino sardo, un gran Cannonau. Quando uno chiede mi dia un buon bicchiere di vino, diciamo quasi sempre ha bisogno di contemplare, di pensare.
We leave Le Cantine for one last stroll. It's already evening. Today we have unearthed a different side to Milan, but we're already set to discover the next City B-side.